Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Michael Venezia, TradeView Markets, TradeGate Hub. This is Friday, May 28th, 11:07 Eastern. I'm a little late. I apologize. It was a busy morning. It's a 3-day weekend. It's not one of my favorite weekends, even though it is Memorial Day. But one extra day not trading the market isn't the way I like to go. Believe me, I'll be doing some nice things, but everything I'll be doing will be just be time between the open on Monday. So, and I'm not kidding. So with that being said, let's go sign into TradeGate Hub. Now, I wanted to get a little bit more philosophical or qualitative, if you will, because of what's going on in the markets right now. Okay. Now, because it's going into a 3-day weekend, I feel that this was an intense week in terms of watching the videos, in terms of looking at queries and pullbacks and pivots and price targets and rotation and sectors and obviously what's going on in Wall Street bets. So this being a Friday, I wanted to get a little bit more philosophical. Now, going back to when I was at my previous firm, a firm called Schoenfeld Securities, I was there for almost 20 years. I started there in 1997. Okay. Now, it was before the chat rooms. It was before the internet. As a matter of fact, my first proverbial job was reading the printer. I was on an 8-person desk. I was the eighth of an 8th person. So there were 4 on each side. It was almost like a lunch table, if you will, at school in the cafeteria. A little bit nicer, but that type of, no tablecloths, but that type of atmosphere. So I sat on the end of the desk, and when somebody entered a trade, there would be a printer, with it had holes on each side of the printing paper. You had to peel them off. And I'd say, okay, buy, 800 IBM, blah, blah, blah. So as time went on and I became, and I was trader number 88 at the time. There wound up being over 10,000 traders. So I was definitely in the top, the 5% of traders that got there. And I was number 88 because I was excited. It was Michael Irvin's number, the Dallas Cowboys. I loved them, still do. So, and I had good luck with the number. So I started to give meetings, and I had the proverbial easel, and I was drawing lines with the black marker, left to right, all over the place. And I was one of many that, I was in the Boca Raton, Florida office where I wound up meeting Tim, the president of the firm. And I was giving the meetings, and I always tried to learn from other people's meetings. And one of the biggest traders then, and still, I believe he's opened up his own fund, and one of the biggest traders to the point when I left, I actually wound up sitting on his desk. His name was Billy Goldner. And if I'm ever privileged enough to have you listen to this, thank you still. And he would give a meeting, and he didn't use an easel, and wasn't using charts, didn't care about RSI, is a believer in the relative strength theory and volume theory. That's where it comes from me. But his meetings were always predicated upon one word, and it's focus. And, I'm going to be, by the time I do it, I'll be doing videos probably once a day, and they'll be archived on YouTube, if not on TradeGate Hub. And the majority of them will be on stock selection, what happens afterwards, basically the more quantitative side, if you will, something that I used on this page right here. But now we're going to use something on the lines of this page right here, what the coach said this morning. Jesse Livermore. Okay. And Jesse Livermore was the Book of Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, which I've read about 19 times, literally. But Billy Goldman used to talk about focus. And being focused is being able to be in the moment, being locked in, being in the zone. Athletes talk about it. Traders actually talk about it too. And why I want to talk about it, especially today, is because of your responsibility of a trader. And with responsibilities, I talked about this, I believe, on the Monday meeting. With your responsibility of the trader, if you want to get compensated, you have some level of accountability and also a level of responsibility, or else no one would give you any compensation or give you money. Now, it's also another line in a movie. It's the line in the Bronx Tale, and I believe it to be true more than any out there. And by the way, I feel like I'm privileged and I can be able to say this because after trading for 25 or 26 years it's alarmingly accurate how accurate my numbers are over that period of time. So if I'm trading poorly, I know it's eventually going to even out. As a matter of fact, I don't even look at my numbers. I look at my numbers maybe once a month. If I'm trading poorly, I look at them all the time because it gets me pissed. And I want to set a goal to set, obviously if you're trading poorly, you want to put on one good trade just to get yourself there. It takes one good trade. Just put on one good trade. Size is irrelevant. But I do look at my numbers when I'm trading poorly. And I apologize about the vernacular about being pissed. But it gets me mad when I'm down. It's not a money thing. So I believe it's important for everyone every once in a while to take a beating. And you learn by your mistakes. I've used the golf analogy. After a guy shoots one of his best rounds or even hits a hole in one, you'll probably find him an hour later in the bar getting hammered instead of going out and hitting a bucket of balls, repeating the very same swing that got him there to hit that very same shot instead of getting plastered and losing all his muscle memory. And he goes out there the next day and shoots a 90. So today I want to talk about this for one reason, and it's the main reason, and it has to do with AMC. Okay. And you have to be alert and you have to be focused. And this is what's going on in the market right now. Now, for a stock that yesterday traded 500 million shares, let's look at what Apple trades. If you like to trade Apple, okay, 26 million. Microsoft, okay, 4 million. Let's go with something a little bit. Okay, let's look at Planeteer today, the active one. 67 million. So even if you like to trade one of the traders, safer stocks, forget about the ones that are even the thicker NASDAQ stuff. Bank of America, 14 million. I get it. AMC traded 300 million today. And it's your job and it's your responsibility as a trader. If you're listening to this video now, besides my mom and my wife, and you're listening to this every day, your responsibility as a trader is to trade a stock that's gone from 18 to 29. Not only that, in a clean manner. This is a clean trade. And it follows through. So what I'm saying is, maybe if you're not, even if I'm not, listen, obviously you don't go in full size, but this is if you ever had a passion for something and ever wanted to do something, there was a turning point that made you get better, or the critical, or what you call it, the watershed moment. If you wanted to be a lifeguard, there was a day somebody pushed you in the deep end and you had to swim. Some people, a lot of people here play rugby at TradeView, and I get it because it's a team atmosphere, and I like that. But there was one time everybody that got to a different level, some guy got knocked out and didn't even want to get up again, but they did it. They either progressed or they regressed. So I could do the video this morning and say, okay, Wall Street bets, AMC, yes, BlackBerry goes with AMC. Yes, COS goes with AMC. Yes, GME naturally is the leader. that goes with EMC. And then you have the ancillary ones. Yes, I should know by this time. And if you don't, that's fine. You should know that Express had a bigger range, by the way. It was 560 to 570, but in 2 days, Express, the retailer, went from 490 to 580. BlackBerry, the same thing. The stock goes from 950 to 12 on, I guess it's 100 million. How much? All right, 50 million shares. Okay. Also, you have to know that also Mavis goes with it. So with that being said, after trading for this long, when I see AMC moving, it's your responsibility to be in it, but it's also my responsibility as a seasoned trader to know that BlackBerry goes with it. Let me look at that. Cost goes with it. Let me look at that. BBW, by the way. If you weren't in if you didn't see what Build-A-Bear Workshop does, you have to question yourself. I don't mean to be harsh. There are some sale, this is also, we have a sales team at TradeView Markets. And just like Tim says, it's not for everybody. But if you're not in it and you don't know, if you're not aware of what's going on here, you got to question yourself and what you're doing. Because Build-A-Bear went from 1073, finished on the high at 1040, and yesterday rested a little bit and went from 16 to 18 and popped. Now I'm going to get more specific, but let me go to TradeGate Hub and let me tell you what we do and why we're doing it. Okay? I'm not telling you what to buy, but I am telling you, well, let me go, you know what? Let me go through routine again, and I'll get back to the charts. Here we are today, stock picking, we have room to go. NAMI with yesterday bounces back a little bit after the pros got shaken out, some volatility. Fear and greed going lower, inflows, ARK investment trades. TripAdvisor, 1 day ago. And this is not an I told you so thing. I'm not here to tell you, yeah, I told you to buy Trip. It's whatever Trip. I was buying it at 40.12 and it went to 43.80 without a commercial. And this is definitely not an I told you so situation. What I want people to ask me is why you bought Trip. Not nice trade, Mike V. Why did you buy it? It might have went the other way. I would have still had an explanation. Anyway, yesterday's movers. No surprise, Beyond. Okay, here we go. Beyond Meat, 500% volume. Stock traded 20 million shares and had a range. We had it long overnight. I posted it. This is a Wall Street bet stock. Look at this. And the ultimate compliment that I would give a stock is I wouldn't even short it. Yeah, it's going to rest. But it closed on the 200-day, rested nicely, it closed at whatever, 142, opened at 152. And the same with them all. Maybe I'm jumping around again. I made a note not to jump around. I used my notebook a lot today. I'll show you later. So we have Build-A-Bear. There was one. AMC, no surprise. There's Snow. Okay. And this is not an I told you so situation. Please keep it in mind. I can't stand that as a trader. But if you're on TGH, and it wasn't my only idea. Where were we? Right here. Jim Cramer said this was a day ago. Snow is growing faster, not slower, and is getting like mad. And I had him on last night. I do like Snow for a bounce. Now, it's not because Jim Cramer told me so. It's because the rest of the NASDAQ is going berserk. So here is Snow yesterday. Okay. Opens on the critical support. Even if you're sheepish and it got above the 223, the 50-day, you buy, this was yesterday, Snow in the hole. Okay. It shook 227. Here we go. Opened to 227, shook everybody out to 220. Even if you bought the open, buy, stop, open. Naturally, it's going to rest. Snow goes from 228 to 236. If you have the trailing stop, like I've been saying, you come back from lunch, you have the stop in. Snow's 241. So you buy at 228 to 241, you have a 20-point winner. And you know what, though? It's not, even if you're not in it, I'm giving you some of the action. Stocks, by the way, it's going higher still. This is a resting day. This is still a resting day. So anyway, let me go back to the TGH, if you will. Okay. So snow had to be in it. Let me go through today again. Fear and Greed, ARC Trades, today's movers, Note, AMC, Beyond, Build-A-Bear, GM, and Nikola. Planeteer, this was 4 hours ago, so it's 11 o'clock before the open. Planeteer, it's a Wall Street bet stock. Everybody knows that. So you know what I had my eye on? A short squeeze right on the open. So Planeteer, 2270, opens at 2290. Stocks runs $2 without even there you go. Buy, stop, add. Now, by the way, I'm not trading a lot of other stocks here. I didn't even trade Planeteer because I have a basket of other stocks, bigger large cap stocks. I have, bigger positions, but I am an active manager. It's my responsibility to tell you this. So let's go back again to Planeteer. I was alerted. Okay. Early movers of 710 Eastern. AMC's up 5. Excuse me. Express, Cost, Beyond, Creme. That was a side note. Creme had nothing to do with anything going on with Wall Street bets. Creme is the best of breed cloud play. It's the IBM, if you will, and I'm not disrespecting Creme by comparing it to IBM. There's Lizzie, by the way. Side note, Lizzie. BlackBerry too. So right here, the Wall Street bets are in play. But Creme is also telling me that on a macro side, tech is going to be okay, depending on how that acts. All right, so here are the movers. Here are the volume movers. Moxie, SOS, Nokia, Planeteer, Space. Okay, let's keep going. Apple downgraded. Big deal. The gains this week suggest not retail and best bankers betting on a short squeeze. Yes, it's me too. Because why? Because when, and once again, I'm not going to call no disrespect, Jim. When Joe Sixpack, Jim Cramer says a day ago, which I knew it would, I felt it would continue. Wall Street bets, guys. Thanks for considering Beyond Meat. Kramer told you to buy Beyond Meat yesterday. You have the firepower to add a third. And enough with the praise of me and high flat. Love you, GMC, AMC. So that's a day ago, which is telling me GMC and AMC had a little bit more juice in the punch bowl. And by the way, it's even said so by the chart. I'm also adding to TripAdvisor. That was a day. I'm not going to get into it. You can look at Trip if you want. If AMC was bad, it'd be down 20%. RCL, we liked it. Actually, that was yesterday. Let's go back to today. Okay. Here's my pad here. This is my notepad. Somebody commented that they like doing on a notepad too here. But you know what? I write things down because it starts with that. That's what gives me a plan. It's just not on my PC, somebody says. That's what I write down, my trip. So that's what I do every day. That's how I come up with it. Oh, by the way, I do like, I did sold half a snow on the open about the snow trade. Today, snow. Opened at 239. I think I sold it. You know what? It's for stock that made that move yesterday, only being down $4, shows strength to me. But I did sell half of it on the open. So I want to wrap this up a little bit. Memorial Day weekend. Not that it matters, but okay. Major macro tech news with Creme. See if it offsets the Hewlett Packard news. Crypto weekend, the 3-day weekend. Ion, the thinner movers. Ulta. Hot stocks. Okay, RBLX and Upstart. Talking about every day. Isaac, my man in the room here, he commented on it. Hope he's still long it. NCLH, I like it. And that was it. Okay. Go to my QS bullish. We're long it. 11 minutes ago. All right, so let me bring up a couple of charts for the weekend. We'll log out of TGH. Right, again, TradeView Markets, always log into TradeGate. That's how you do it. Okay. Now I want to come retail. Here's my screen. Retail was weak this morning. They rotated. Let me give up a good short that I liked. For anybody that likes to short, and I do, the best shorts are the ones below. I'm telling you, I'm not alone in this. Dan Zanger of Chart Pattern believes as well. Below the 50-day is the light blue line. The best shorts are below the 50-day, not the ones that are parabolic. Coles, which was weak, a resumption trade. It was almost like it was VFC. I gave it VFC too. Coles under the 50-day. There was the gap. Continued today. Gap stores actually reversed on volume. I still kind of like it long a little bit. It is above the moving averages, I believe, but that's going to have to work. It needs some work, but Gap stores. Kohl's was a good short. So here is my screen. Wall Street bet stocks are right here, front and center. Now, GameStop, as you see, is negative. That, to me, you want to call it the best of breed, for lack of a better term, I will. So GameStop was the first to reverse. I don't want to call it reversal. I want to call it profit taking. So let's go to the 5-minute chart. There's the line I drew a couple of days ago, still above the 243. It's up to you. I don't know if I take it over the weekend. It's a long 3 days when you own GameStop, man. Whew. All right, let's look at Spice. It is the hottest stock, if you will, continuing the squeeze. It rested on a 200-day. If you remember, I had calls, but I sold it right here at 25. Not going to lie. It's a Wall Street bet stock. Continued this morning. It opened flat from 31 to 35. Wow. But they all did the same thing. And then they faded after the move, but you had to be quick and you had to be focused on them. BBW didn't work, but it's a good trading stock. How could you not like trading BBW? It's got movement and it's got action. We're here to take money out of the market. Mavis, another one, Wall Street bet stock. I don't know how much room it is in it, but they like to trade that one, especially on a Friday after hours. Mavis. Okay. Also, let's look at the RBLX having a day off. After running for 2 weeks from 77 to 90. Has 50% volume as of 11:30. Upstart, same thing. For those that like to trade it, because those are the great trading stocks right now. You know, I wouldn't say anybody thinks it's a short by any means. So here's my universe. What is Ford doing? Ford had the big day yesterday. Ford, one day does not make a reversal. I bet people would be willing to buy that on a dip. General Motors, I wouldn't disagree. Same thing. So anyway, going to the weekend, let's look at what I'm going to do and how I prepare for it. I'm not going to do much. There's thinner volume out there. There's a cliche, and it was true years ago when the volume was thinner, but not now because there's always something going on. But if there's anybody here trading at almost noontime on Memorial Day weekend, they either have a don't ride or they're stuck in bad positions. Most of them are gone. It's evident. It's evident in the volume. So here's my biggest gainers and losers with range and volume. Same on the my big poppers, up gappers, large range movers. So right now, what's trading the most volume today? Cost to no dismay. Beyond. So the Wall Street bet stocks, the top 4 are on the bottom of its range for the day. It doesn't mean they're done. Fitch, I might have an interest in. Good volume. But so far, only the stocks that are traded above, I mean, it is any stock that trades 100% volume or even like 80% volume as of noon on a holiday week and is not bad. It's QS. We like it. But I like it more of a position, not a trade. Spice near the low and an OX near the low. Let's look near the high for the day with volume. Nothing so much. Down volume, maybe. AEM. YY Gap Stores weak. Dollar Tree weak. And then OX. So it's really weak retail it's weak. Let me go to my Wall Street Bets page. If I have it. They made a hit on me. Here it is. I should clean this up. What's at the high? Wall Street bets, LDI at the high, no volume. WPG, GO. The Wall Street VXRT. VXRT might be interesting only because it's I like the way that the biotechs are acting, but nothing that sexy is my top list. Actually, let's go Mike V Day. Nothing good on Mike V Day. Sector watch. What's the weakest sector going into the weekend? Materials. What's the weakest material? IP. Down 1%, no interest. I need something sexier. What else do we have? Financials, technology. Let's look at the fins. Nothing. So you know what? Except for the Wall Street bet stocks or anything that I want to be positioned in, I'd be definitely looking at Creme, big poppers, relative volume leaders, DTW. You know what? Nothing's that good. You know what? This is, you have to be in the room later and see what I'm going to be posting. Let's go back to the main page. QS, I'm going to be buying more on dips. I don't like how this came in so much, though. I should have sold it. I think it was 27.80 when I started doing the video. Oh, getting killed. Anyway, where the Wall Street GME near the low. AMC, no good. AMC, no good. Sellers into the weekend. Space hanging in there. BlackBerry hanging in there. Tiger hanging in very well. Tilray. Let's look at Creme. Best of breed. What's it doing? Where is it? Creme up 13. I like the way it's acting. No range. Zscaler, the one that reported yesterday, had every chance to pull back. It's a long. Gap stores, Chewy. The fins are bouncing now. GM in the middle of the range. Home Depot, okay. Run. Plug was up huge. Gave it all back. That, by the way, when the stock moves like that from 30 to 50, that's a short squeeze. The faster they move up, the faster. EH was 28.30 this week. Okay, there's another one. EH, I highlighted Monday when a stock moves from 21.40 to 25, and that's not a short squeeze. That's volume. And pulled back to that line. I've been long. I actually sold it this morning, some calls. EH. I sold it up there too. Good sale. That'll bother me over the weekend. American Airlines, we're still long. How's it acting? It's acting very nicely. So American Airlines this week went from 22 to 24.80. That's a little rest. So you know what? Let's see what they're going to do with Upstart and Roblox. Oh, Square, Tesla. Let's see what they do with that. Nikola. Okay, this is what Nikola's saying to me. Nikola in 2 days went from, what's up? Nikola from 12 to 16. And all it gives back is from 6 to 15.40. That's not much of a give back. I mean, it is, I like buying stocks above the moving averages here, but that's not much of a move back for Nikola. ANF, AEO, this is my screen. Moxie, the Wall Street bet stocks. See, the worst one goes down first. Moxie, 24 to 11 in 2 days. Oh my God. I didn't see that move. Okay. So anyway, that's the universe. The VIX into the holiday weekend. Doing nothing. There's no movement. The VIX is breaking low. Even on, listen, with the market at these levels, even if somebody wanted to hedge going into the weekend, not even a hedge, the VIX is still on the low. So I wouldn't anticipate that much movement. So if you want prices, prices are going to be more critical because of the low volatility. So listen, the moves have been made. The easy money has been made. The good thing is that stocks and like AMC, as I said at the beginning of the week on the videos, the stocks making 10% moves on my screen were getting thinner, but now they're getting better, which makes it better for traders, makes it better for different styles, and it gives you better opportunities. But even if these moves and the VIX this low is an encouraging sign, because if the VIX were to pop, God forbid, then the trading would get even better. Okay. So everybody tune in. I'll probably put some late trades on or late plays approaching the close 4 a.m. Eastern. If not, I hope everybody had a profitable week. I look forward to giving them the next video. Monday, we're off. So I'll see everybody Tuesday morning. I'll probably even post Monday out of just pure passion. But until then, trade well and enjoy your week.